Hello, I'm Dr. Dale Caldwell, host of Family Business World, and I have another amazing family business on the show. I can't wait to get to talk to the folks from the Montreal Beach Resort. So Larry, Joe, Jonathan, welcome to Family Business World.
Thank you.
And what I love is the variety of family businesses they have. You're the first resort that we've had. What's the history of the resort? How old is it, or how was it founded?
It was founded by our parents, Harry and Sophie, in 1966.
Wow.
So that makes it 54 years old.
Wow. Wow.
Started as a 28-unit hotel, and now has blossomed to a 69-unit hotel with a restaurant, 2 bars, and a lot
in
of
Cape
other...
May.
In Cape May.
Did your parents live in Cape May? Is that why they purchased
it? Didn't start,
Okay.
but they were always in the resort business. Actually, our father was a chicken farmer that went into selling eggs and chickens.
Wow.
And then, it kind of evolved to into the hotel business.
Excellent. So Montreal, people ask why Montreal, and we talked about that. Tell that story. It's fascinating to me.
So at that time, during the early 60s, there was a large contingency of Canadians coming down to the Jersey Shore, and that was due to the fact that the water, the beach was warmest, or the water at the beach was warmest at the Jersey Shore. The ideal thing about the Canadians was that their vacation mode was very similar to that of Europe, and they would take off the last 2 weeks of July and first 2 weeks in August. Montreal to Cape May is about 10 hours, so we figured, well, it's going to take a while for them to come down here. They're going to stay for a while.
Right. Also,
the trend, there was other hotels in the county, was the Royal Canadian, the Fleur de Lis, the Quebec, and a host of others. So we just followed the trend.
So they have, Cape May has the warmest water. So, Cape Cod is cold.
Jersey Shore.
The Jersey Shore. So that's wonderful. So now, Joe, how did you get involved? You started at a young age.
Yeah, I was, let's put it this way. I started when my mother and father would drive me to Cape May. And I was there every single summer. And I started there at 6 years old, and I've been there ever since.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was just something I grew into, and love till today.
Yeah, and so it really has been part of your.
It's part of my DNA.
Part of your DNA. Part of your DNA. And so Jonathan, so you're the third generation. So you decided to follow the family business. Tell me a little about your story.
So the hotel's been in our family for 54 years. So it's always been a part of my life, and whether it was me playing in the pool or eating grilled cheeses in the restaurant or hanging out by the beach, it was always a part of my life. So when I was a young kid, I used to fold towels, I used to help sell ice cream, but about 10 years ago is when I decided to come back fully in the business on a more, let's say, a more responsibility than selling ice cream. Right. And it's been great. My background is hospitality from Boston University. That's
Wonderful.
where I graduated.
Wonderful.
And I figured to use my talents and bring them back home.
Excellent. So we're going to see some pictures in a minute. I'd like you to talk through the pictures. But one of the things I've learned is that family businesses that succeed through generations, all of the heirs start sweeping floors, doing basic stuff. When they start out feeling privileged, that almost is guaranteeing that it won't pass on. So it's amazing how consistent that story is. So let's look at a few of the pictures of this beautiful resort. Talk us through that, please.
So that's a view from the beach. One of the nicest pictures that we have.
It's wonderful.
All the rooms are facing the ocean. The restaurant, which is on the lower right, is also located at the ocean. And then just above the restaurant, you could see some people in the background there. That's Harry's rooftop bar, which has become a pretty famous stop in Cape May, or not just Cape May, in South Jersey.
In South Jersey, in the north.
It was rated one of the top 5 rooftop bars in
Really?
New Jersey. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And how many rooms is the
69.
69 rooms. Excellent. Excellent. Well, it's beautiful.
That's the rooftop
This is
bar.
a view from our rooftop. We're the only rooftop bar in Cape May.
Wow.
Being across the street from the ocean and a beautiful location, we try to take full advantage of what we can offer. So even our downstairs restaurant has an open air patio as well as kind of a open air dining room to make everyone feel like they're outside. That's
Love
what
it.
you come down to Cape May is to enjoy the beach and the beautiful weather, and we tried to take full advantage of it.
That's
And this is actually part of our renovation of
Okay.
4 years ago, or now it's
Beautiful.
going into 5 years ago. So you see all the different, just absolutely gorgeous.
It really is. It really is gorgeous. And as we have cold weather outside, I want to I want to get there and get spring coming pretty soon.
We're getting there.
We're ready to open up. So there's a picture of our beach service. Our hotel is located right across the street from the beach, and we provide food service, cabana service, chairs and umbrellas out. So we really try to make it a one-stop type of environment where you can eat, drink, stay, go to the beach. We're a very short walk from the main attractions in Cape May, so it has its uniqueness.
Well, one of the things that we always push is shop family owned. And as we were talking earlier, most Americans and most leaders don't understand that more than 66% of the jobs, half of the economy are family businesses. And that people need to really go out of their way to identify family owned businesses who will treat you better, who care more about customers and employees than other big businesses. And so really highlighting this. I've been to Cape May a few times. But I'm gonna stay there every time I go from now on. I'm gonna stay with you.
Well, you got an
folks. And so now all of you are educated. You went to college. You wanted to be in the business, early on. You didn't necessarily. So how did you get in the business?
Well, my background is in clinical psychology, and that was my...
Which can be useful for guests.
It
I'm
does
sure
help.
It can be very helpful.
It's helped. It's quite a lot. Sadly, our mother passed away at a very young age, and our father was having a bit of a challenge being able to continue operating the business. So being the eldest, and I had just finished my master's degree, my wife and I was just newly married within a year, decided to come down to Cape May and help out for a little while. Couple years, and well, what started a couple years is 40 years later.
And the rest is history.
Pretty much so.
But see, I think that's a story. So I teach. I'm a professor at Fairleigh Dickinson University. I run the Rothman Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and I teach a class called Family Business Management, which I have actually at 1 o'clock today. And so I'm really, geared in the research. And family businesses outperform non-family businesses. And I think that's one of the reasons why, is that the commitment to family and just saying, hey, this is just a business, we'll sell it, we'll get rid of it. Family comes to support the business to say, hey, this is the legacy of our family, let's make this successful. So there's more skin in the game. And a lot of people don't realize that family businesses are better run and more efficient than the non-family businesses.
And especially in the hotel industry, because as an independent hotel, we are there, so our exposure is very evident.
Right.
Instead of having to deal, let's say, with a general manager, which we have, people will come to us because they've known us for years and years and years to deal with an issue or just to say hello and have a conversation or have a cup of coffee. So it's not unusual for us to be there, hands-on, and our exposure is pretty much all over the place.
And so now we're in this state of technology, and you're the youngest one sitting here, and are you kind of adapting some of the new technologies to the business?
I think if you don't, you'll be, everyone else will be passing you along.
Right.
Yeah, without a doubt. Whether it's our computer systems in our restaurant or our hotel, whether it's our marketing strategies, we've really focused a lot on digital marketing and online marketing. I mean, without a doubt, social media plays a huge aspect into our property. We currently have a marketing coordinator who joined our team about 2 or 3 years ago. Before that, each one of us were doing the marketing for the individual restaurant and the hotel.
Right.
So I mean, it is a trend, or it's constantly evolving, and you have to keep up with that. And the more that we don't, they'll find another hotel or another beach resort
Right,
town
right.
that, and luckily ourselves and Cape May has done a great job of getting our name out there and keeping up with the times and making sure Cape May promotes what it's known for.
Yeah, and if our audience hasn't been to Cape May, you've got to go. It's one of the most beautiful places. And so, Joe, so you've been there since you were 6. Have guests changed? What is the clientele? How different is it?
I think what's really unique, at least being in a family business, been 54 years, you do see a lot of the same clientele. People that I grew up with, playing in the pool, or going to the beach, and I still see the same people that are my age bringing their kids and their grandchildren. Of course, things change as we all get older, but for the most part, it's families that are coming to the hotel, and we're just seeing the second generation and third generation that are coming. We've had families that have come from certain areas where they would be just one family,
Right.
and now it's exponentially. They'll take 7 rooms, 10 rooms, 15 rooms.
Almost family reunions.
It's it's like a group and a family reunion, exactly.
Well, wonderful. We're going to take a short commercial break,
Sure.
and then come back afterwards, and I want to pick up right here.
Sure.
If they were human, we would call them wise. They would be the ones with tales to tell and stories to write. The ones dealt a bad hand who responded with courage. Do not pity a shelter dog. Adopt one.
Say we've got grit, and we'll take it as a compliment. Because it's our uncommon drive, our spark within, that brings us together and sets us apart. We are temple made. And when others take shortcuts, when others take breaks, when others take the easy way, we take charge.
Welcome back to Family Business World. I'm here with the owners of the Montreal Beach Resort, and we're having just a great conversation. You got me thinking about vacation already.
Good.
And so, and I know where I'm going. And I hope this family audience, I hope family businesses watching this show will support family businesses in every aspect of their life. In fact, I'm even trying to do everything I do. I'm going to try to purchase from a family business in one aspect or another, and you can. One of the things that really strikes me is this is 3 generations of a family. Is it so often with public policy, as you know, we're among the large at Fairleigh Dickinson at the Rothman Institute advocates for family businesses. And so some of the public policies come out, treat family businesses as if they don't care about employees. They're mandate pay, they're mandating things that, in fact, I had someone on my show a few weeks ago who was paying 100% of the health care of employees, and then because of federal regulations, they were forced not to do that. So sometimes government intervention impacts that, and so my sense is you have probably many of the same people working for you for years. So talk about some of the employees and.
So we do have year-round employees, even though we're closed during the wintertime. Okay. We are seasonal. We do have employees working either at the front desk, working in maintenance, and they're year-round people.
Oh, really?
We do take care of them. Our average. I would say the people that have been with us have probably been anywhere between 5 to 10, 15 years.
Wow.
If we weren't taking care of them, if they weren't doing a good job, they wouldn't be there, or vice versa.
Right.
I just think, we being in the family business, it's our responsibility to take care of them, and we work well together. One of our front desk clerks has been with us almost 20 years.
Wow.
Maintenance, 10 years and more. So it's a nice environment, and we just all work well together.
Well, and that's one of the things that I think is important is that it costs, to treat employees poorly costs a family business a lot of money.
Right.
If you have to hire people and do things, so you do it because it's the right thing to do, but it's a good business model to do the best you can for your employees.
It's also important, as being that these employees have been with us for all these time, for all this length of period of time. It's a training issue also, and also it's guests are coming in and they're seeing the same people,
Right.
and they recognize either someone at the front desk, someone at maintenance, or even housekeeping. It's a good feeling. It's just a very welcoming.
It's like home away from home.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And especially for seasonal operation, which can be somewhat challenging.
Right.
You know, for just the year round of it. Knowing that we have staff that wants to return year after year, we keep in contact with them during the winter. You know, we really put forth that effort to make sure that we appreciate them and know that they're not just staff. They're part of our family.
So Jonathan, at BU, at this program, what are some of the things that you've learned, especially being a professor now? I'm teaching. What are some of the things you learned in college that have been helpful to you now, if anything?
Well, you know, I think the best thing I got from BU was the hands-on experience. You know, whether it was interning at other hotels in the Boston area, the classes that got us involved in different business entities within Boston. You know, I graduated in 2006, and we didn't have anything about social media when I graduated. So, you know, there's obviously changes in the industry that, especially the hospitality industry, that you just have to adapt to. But the core customer service, you know, there's certain core values and information that is always going to be there, and whether it was when I graduated or in another 30 years, that'll still be the same.
So the Hirsch Group owns the hotel. You're part of that. What other, are you in other businesses as well, real estate, or what other? Talk a little bit about that.
We have a commercial real estate entity.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So we have properties from Ocean City down into Cape May.
Oh, nice. Wonderful. So it's a real estate family business as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
So we're covering two industries at once here. How do you see the Jersey Shore marketplace over? Obviously, the economy's doing pretty well, and so we're hoping more people are spending money. I mean, are you pretty optimistic about this coming up season? The season coming up?
Well, as far as Cape May is concerned, Cape May is the second most popular resort in New Jersey after
really?
Atlantic City. So if you read any of the magazines, travel magazines, or if they're ever doing a travel section, it always includes the shore. Cape May is there. So we're very fortunate that Cape May has a wonderful reputation and a very attractive resort destination. So as far as this coming season, I always like to say we're cautiously optimistic.
That's right. I spent a lot of my childhood in the New England area, so I used to go to, Cape Cod and, and all those places. And Cape May is the perfect combination of kind of New England and the Jersey Shore. It's really a good mix. You have some of that culture, and a lot of people, I'm amazed, a lot of people have never been to Cape May. So it's really, encouraging people to come down. So within Cape May, are you looking to do more? There's some new things on the docket as far as you have a restaurant, you have a hotel, you have the beachfront. What are you thinking? What's next?
Well, we just finished actually a project last year, which we didn't talk about, called Boarding House.
Oh, really?
It's 11. Actually, Jonathan came up with the idea. It's 11-unit boutique style motel. And we just remodeled that. It was an older place.
Interesting.
We bought it a few years ago, and we just finished renovating that this past year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And it was his idea, and that's where the younger generation comes in.
The new ideas.
And it's done really well. We've had one summer, and heading into our second now.
Well, I've given a lot of presentations in what I call the entrepreneurial mindset, in that as opposed to the incremental mindset. So the incremental mindset is just want to keep things the same, status quo. Entrepreneurial mindset is always looking. In this day and age, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards.
Exactly.
You've got to try new things, and sometimes you'll fail. But you've got to try new things. I mean, one of the things that I've seen, which is interesting, is gone are the days of the 40-year job at General Motors with a nice pension and so on. Young people, the next generation, it's all entrepreneurship. And so this incubator space is becoming popular where you have, and I don't know if it's hit Cape May yet, because they're part-time residents, but they're some of those things where people will have an office space where they come and they have their own office, they do their stuff, and that could be an opportunity too.
Well, Cape May is kind of a very unique. It's been a very unique place right now because Cape May is lucky to have the history that from the Victorian homes to the large hotels where. Congress Hall, where people have stayed, presidents have stayed. So we really have that great history, but there's a lot of new things that are happening in Cape May. There are younger business owners who are opening up small coffee shops or retail outlets, small little restaurants. So there's this influx of enthusiasm and entrepreneurship, whether they are third-generation family members or they are first-generation business owners, and they are just Cape May locals. It used to be a destination where it was second homes and summer houses, and there's starting to be younger families that are developing year-round roots, helping Cape May create a year-round activity too. So it's a really exciting time now.
And that's a great point, because technology allows you to work anywhere.
Yeah.
So why work in a dingy town, and you can be working, by the beach in Cape May year-round, running your cyber business. And so that's exciting. That's an exciting future. Your parents would be very proud of what you've done, how do you pay tribute to them? I know I can tell you're very close and.
The restaurant's named after our father.
Is it? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Grandfather Harry's.
Okay. I love it.
There are pictures everywhere of family in the restaurant.
I love it.
His family, my family, Larry's. And when we were younger, we found a lot of nice pictures that when we used to do certain things in the restaurant and at the hotel. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how we attribute.
Well, and I think we're almost out of time. This goes so quickly.
Wow.
But that's the beauty of it. And so often in this time when we're using, everything's texting, people are texting, and they, family is so important, and legacy is so important. And I love the way that you are honoring your parents in such a great way. So thank you all for coming.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed this show, and we will see you next time on Family Business World. Take care. Bye.